Hey, folks, welcome to another segment of Real Estate Rescue with Greg Ferrera. Let's have a little fun. Thanks for taking time to tune in, probably on your phone, sitting around. It's the evening, you're clicking on this dude, or you're continuing to follow the fun that I'm trying to bring to you. And I want to talk about buyers for a minute. Where'd they go? Crickets. They disappeared. I think it was probably 4th of July. After 4th of July, all of a sudden, it's like they all went camping and didn't come back. Uh-oh, I know. Big deal. What's going on, Greg? Well, hey, folks, with 7% interest rates and 2% pricing, there's some challenges. What do you mean 2% pricing, Greg? Well, folks, if we go back to pre-COVID, our prices were X. Then in COVID, we decided we're going to drop the interest rates to 2%. And when I say 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, just, work with me a little here. The 2% interest rates, whoop, all of a sudden, people could buy homes worth 2 or 3 times what they normally could buy. And they did. And then over time, what'd the prices do? They creeped up. Now we got the prices, back my hand off, sorry about that. The prices are up here and the interest rates are up here. Before we had prices down, interest rates down. Now prices creeped up, interest rates creeped up. Now it's like the interest rates creeped up, 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 up. And now they're up there. That's what's happened. So there's a few people still moving. There's always going to be. I don't think what do they say statistically? 3 to 5% of the population's moving at all times. But not everybody's buying and selling. They might be moving into rentals, different people doing different things. But there's still a number of people always moving. And there's always a group of folks that have the resources, the ability, and the know-how to be able to move, regardless of what the market's doing. So I get that. But folks, overall, this market has really slowed down. And I say, where'd all the buyers go? Now, I do my radio show regularly there in the Treasure Valley in Idaho. And I probably have a couple dozen different buyers looking around, different price ranges. And what I'll share with you they're doing, and calls I've gotten actually from down south, couple thousand miles, back east, up north, all over the place. People call, and I appreciate that. RealestateRescueIdaho.com, you can reach me. But what they're saying is they're still looking. So folks, I don't want you to give up because there's still opportunity there. They're still looking at the houses. They're doing it from online, right? They're kind of creeping, I call it. They're watching. And what's interesting about what I call Zillow and Twillo and all those websites is when there's a price reduction on the website, the buyers will get notified. Now, if I told you how many calls I had in the last few weeks complaining that the price reductions are not enough to make a difference, kind of like the interest rate dip we just had, it is one, but it's not enough to get people excited. Nobody's going to jump off the couch and say, honey, we got to go buy a house today. Look at the interest rates. That's not going to happen. They didn't make it enough. Now, I think they probably will over time. Let's wait and see before the year's over. I think they're going to drop it a little bit more. I think this next spring we'll see some significant moves. I think we're going to be in the 5s. We'll see though. Don't put a comment down there that you think I'm full of baloney because I don't know. We'll see. I'm humble. Let's wait and see. The ball's rolling. Let's see how far they roll it. Now, prices are adjusting depending on where you're at in the country. They are adjusting. The market's moving. And then, historically, as we come into fall and come into the holidays, the market slows down. But I'll tell you, buyers are still looking. They're out there. They may have disappeared as far as coming in, looking at the houses. My showings have probably dropped off 50% in the last 60 days. But that's not always uncommon. It's the fall. But I'll tell you, we're going to have another little rush, even where we're at. There's people looking, getting serious. They want to find a great home and get moved before the holiday. So where have the buyers gone? I think the buyers have backed up a little bit. I think they're still looking. They're shopping on the internet. They're paying attention. That's what they're telling me. Now, Greg, we haven't seen anything yet that we actually want to go in and look. We're doing some drive-bys. A lot of that's going on. When interest rates were lower, I think the buyers felt a little bit of anxiety, a sense of urgency. They were afraid if they didn't hurry up and get out there, somebody else would get the house. That feeling, for the most part, seems to have changed. Now, are there still multiple offers? In some situations, yes. All across the country, right? There's favorite subdivisions, favorite areas, homes that just stick out, the jewel of the subdivision. And those homes, in some cases, with our limited number of buyers, and they're being picky, sometimes we'll make, be a couple, 2 or 3 people will be interested in the same home. But as far as everybody fighting over a home today, that's mostly in the past. which is not a bad thing. It's stressful to have to get engaged with people and then fight over a home, keep raising the price. And then, somebody obviously always loses, which isn't fun either. So, where have the buyers gone? I just think they've kind of gone a little quiet. I don't think they've really gone anywhere. They're still out there. So if you're a seller, I want to encourage you, adjust your price. Again, I know I say this all the time like a broken record. Condition, 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 price, price, price. And you can make some things happen. There's some great opportunities. The buyers are there. They're looking, just not as aggressively. Maybe offering concessions, different kind of things. Concessions are buyers helping the buyers with closing costs. Maybe doing a rate buy down, even though rates are going to potentially come down this next spring. Maybe help them with a buy down, and it can speed that up to where you can get your home sold and get moved just prior to, or maybe during the holidays, but before the new year. So there's just some food for thought, some opportunities. The buyers are still there. Don't give up. Maybe offer to help them a little bit. And if you're a buyer, don't give up yet. There's some sellers out there who need to sell. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Listen to that. That was kind of loud. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you joining me. Always like and subscribe. Please comment when you get a chance. Let me know what you think. And I appreciate you joining me for another segment here, A Real Estate Rescue with Greg Ferrera. We'll get to another show here real soon. Have a great day, and we'll stay in touch.